if you've playing Helldivers 2, I'm sure you've heard, but they're going to require a PSN account. New accounts, I think, are already happening, and existing accounts need to have a PSN account or link to a PSN account in a month. So if you bought it on Steam, you still need to have a PSN account. This is interesting for a couple reasons why. I've talked about why sometimes companies have these logins, and that's so that you can clear your data, right? We talked about that with the need to be forgotten, right? The right to be forgotten is you have to be able to remove data that you put into the system. And so that's why people will have like the, take two account or whatever it's called. And that makes sense to me. But that's not what this is. This is a PSN account. Now, they're saying it's because they want to be able to help with cheaters and toxic people in their community, and that's the tools they have. But that's on their servers, and they have accounts, and you have accounts, and you understand what the account is if it's a Steam account or a PSN account, and you know they had an account, and you could block them. We had somebody come on our game night the other night, and it was a horrible little boy from Wisconsin, and we blocked him, right? And he can't go. He can't join us now. We could do that. With our rude tools, I'm sure they have robust tools and don't need that. And so, again, you see this from developers wanting you to log into their, hey, we're popular enough, we're going to pull this off. We're going to do this. You have to log into our developer account, and now we can try to upsell you, or our next game, we can promote it to you or whatever, right? I mean, that's their real goal, but it's also that need to protect the data. But this is PSN. Now, PlayStation's the publisher of this, but they're not the developer of this. So this is interesting. Is this like Sony strong-arming here a little bit? Because we've seen this negative backlash before, right? I mean, think of like Payday 3. And having to log into the Epic account was outrage, right? Our own little game, underlying does a bunch of little logins because we didn't want you to have to do a login because we thought that's a bridge too far for gamers. But so is this Helldivers 2 saying, hey, we're big enough, we've brought you in, you're going to go do this, and you're going to go log in? Some of you may not remember, but GTA 5, I think it was GTA 5, wasn't 4, introduced this after the fact as a way, because they have their whole robust system, right? And so is this going to mean, right now they're selling it as a way to protect players and remove toxicity and that kind of thing. They're not really selling it like GTA was like, hey, we're going to give you a bunch of stuff for this. And it kind of worked a little bit more. Not to say social, but I mean, is anyone posting anything on their GTA account? I don't know. Maybe you are. Or whatever the Rockstar account's called. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. So I'm kind of curious. Are people going to say no and they're done with Helldivers 2? I've kind of burnt out myself a little bit. Just the grind of nerfing weapons, harder enemy weapon. I don't have time in my life with my social groups. Someone had offered to play with me. I have enough people to play with. I just don't have the time to play in a way that I stay with the meta. And so I bailed out. But I mean, a bunch of other people are playing it. It's not a bad game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but it's kind of interesting because they are saying, hey, we are big enough and we're good enough of a game that we can treat you this way and you are just going to eat it, which is weird because they have been anything but this up till now. So interesting times in the Helldivers 2 community.